Guys, in this video I figured I would do a review on Cutie Pop products that I have. I'm starting off with the Cutie Pop Candyland palette, and that's the palette of rainbow colors that I've used in multiple videos. So I'm gonna go and do my usual insert swatches and kind of talk over and explain each color to you so you can know about quality and pigmentation, stuff like that. So let's get right into it. I'm first going to start with these first two rows in the palette, the top one and the second one. So as far as the white in the palette, it's just your average matte white. Nothing too special about that. It's just white. It doesn't have shimmer in it. It doesn't have anything, you know. It's just a flat matte white. And it shows up pretty good on the arm. Next color is this pink. It's kind of like a magenta pink. Swatches pretty nicely. It's a little bit patchy, but they may or may not be because I don't have a primer on my arm. I noticed that with a few of the other colors in the palette that it didn't swatch like that. So I feel like with the right base and, you know, the right amount of layers and things like that, it'll show up better and it won't be as patchy. Color next to it is darker. It's a darker pink. And it's like a cross in between red and pink. It's like on the same, it's on a perfect row because it blends in nicely. It's a cross between pink and red pretty much. Color next to it is kind of a brighter red, and all of these colors are matte, by the way. There's no shimmer in any of these. Now this color kind of reminds me if Ruby Woo was in an eyeshadow form. That's the color I would describe it as. It's like a true red. It's a little brighter than normal. Now however, the color right next to it is like a true red. It's not bright. It's like red. So it's a little darker than the previous color. Color right next to it is even darker. It is the darkest red in the palette, and that's why I guess they put it on the end of the row. On the second row is a matte orange. This is not really a highlighter matte orange, but it is pretty bright. I use this in my candy corn makeup tutorial. I'll have it linked in the information box in case you want to check it out. Color right next to it is this pinky purple. That's actually the color that I'm wearing on my eyelid currently. Tutorial coming soon if it's not up already. If it is, it'll be linked below. Next to that is a matte pink. Now this one is a lot brighter than the second color I showed you in the palette. And if Candy Yum Yum was an eyeshadow, this is the color it would be. Candy Yum Yum from matte. Candy Yum Yum from matte. Right next to that is another orange. This one is a little muted. It was way more muted than the other orange I showed you. And it's my favorite color, so it's pretty nice. Next color is a cross between red and orange. It's a redder orange, it's deeper. And then the last color on the second row is this dark, deep wine color. And I actually use this in a makeup look as well. That will be up soon if it already isn't. So the next two rows I'm going to talk about are probably my two favorite rows in the palette. And that's the yellows and greens. Like y'all could probably, can't twist my arm, but you'll see them in the inserts and also on the pictures of my blog. If for any chance the video is moving too fast or the swatches are shown too fast, I'll have pictures of all of these swatches on my blog, a link below in the description. So the first color on the third row is this very bright yellow. Now this one isn't super bright. It's more of a, if a white and yellow were mixed together. If yellow was mixed with just a little bit of white, that's what this color reminds me of. And then the color right next to it is more of a true matte yellow. Right after that is a bright lime green. So beautiful, super pigmented. And the color right next to it is more of a true grassy green. This is probably one of my favorite colors in the palette. And it's darker than the previous, of course. And right next to that is more of an emerald green. I believe I used this in a video. Maybe not, can't remember. Colors just blur my mind sometimes, but this is another very pretty color in the palette, and I don't know. I don't have anything negative to say about it. It's pretty. Color right next to it is the darkest green in the palette. This is more of a hunter green. Now this color is swatched patchy. It's a lot patchier than the other greens that I showed you, so this one may take a little working with, applying over good primer. Well, all of these you need a good primer. Just for a heads up, you know, it's not as pigmented. It's pigmented, but it's more patchier than the other greens I showed you. On the next row, this is more of a true lime green. The green I mentioned earlier is a lime. It was a darker lime. This one is more of a true lime green, more like kiwi green. The color next to that is yellow, and it's more of a mustard yellow, so it's not going to be, it's kind of close to the second yellow in the palette, you know, not when you look at it, but the mustard at the bottom is darker. But when you swatch them, and on my skin tone, they're kind of similar. This one, the mustard on the second row, this one down here on the fourth row, this mustard, that one is more, it's less vibrant. It's pigmented, but it's not going to show up nearly as much as the yellow, you know, up above, because it's more of a vibrant color. Color next to that is a turquoise. This one's swatched a little patchy as well, just a little bit. Not as patchy as that hunter green I showed you earlier. Next to that is, I would say it's a cross between blue and turquoise. Very pretty. This reminds me of Electric Eel from MAC. If you remember that eyeshadow, it's a matte turquoise color. This looks very similar to that. Right next to that is probably my favorite blue in the palette. It's more of a true blue, true medium blue. So beautiful. I might need to do a tutorial with some of these. Getting kind of inspired looking at these swatches. And then the last blue is probably my favorite blue actually. And I typically don't gravitate towards darker blues, but this one is very pretty. And it's swatched really nicely. It's super pigmented. Moving on to the final row in this palette. Now these are some of the best colors in the palette. They all swatch nicely. I have nothing negative to say about any of these. None of these swatch patchy at all. Starting with the pink on the left, this is a deeper pink. It's not quite like the Candy Yum Yum pink I showed you earlier. Right next to that is a matte purple. It's a darker matte, not darker matte purple, it's like a darker lavender. Next to that is a very, very intense bluish purple. It's more violet, I would say. The color next to that is more of a muted purple. Though it's muted, it's still very pigmented and intense. Next to that is a blue. It's a midnight blue. I wouldn't say it's quite navy. It's kind, I mean, some people would consider this navy, but it's a lighter navy. It has a lot more blue in it rather than black. And then right next to that is an actual matte black. That's it for the Cutie Pop Candyland palette. Overall, some great options in there. A lot of great options. Some patchy, but that's to be expected with mattes. It's kind of difficult to create an entire palette that has no patchy mattes in it. It's like impossible. I haven't seen a palette that had straight amazing mattes in it. So overall, great color payoff. Awesome color selection. Now I'm going to talk to you about the Cutie Queen palette. It's the last thing I'm going to talk about in this video. I don't want to make this super long. I'm going to do a review with the other items I have, like the loose pigments and glitters. I'll do that in a separate video. Nice palette of glitters. Starting with the first one. I'm going to get my time so I can talk as I swatch. So the palette has 24 glitters in it. And they're all creamy, so you can apply them straight or you can apply a glitter primer underneath and make them stick that way. I actually did that in my candy corn inspired look. So the first color is a white glitter, and it is iridescent. It is translucent, so it's not going to be like matte white looking. Obviously it's not matte, but it's going to be more transparent. It's nothing that, you know, is going to be non-see-through. So it's meant to be used with something else, on top of something else. Next to that is a bronzy gold glitter. This one is a thinner glitter. It's not chunky at all. It's very smooth and small. Next to that is a turquoise glitter. It's more of a lighter turquoise. There's a deeper one, or deeper ones in the palette other than this one. It looks turquoise when you pick it up actually, but it actually has a lot of blue glitter in it. Like I would say aquamarine rather than turquoise. Next to that, it's like a mixture of different glitters. This one is beautiful. This one has aqua, teal, turquoise, blue, like all sorts of different shades of blue mixed together into one glitter. That one's very pretty. I might have to actually use this one soon. The next one is a pink. It's a hot pink, but I did notice it has a little, you know, most of these have duochromes to them. It's not just one glitter, so they're multidimensional. Next to that is another one. Has blue and purple in it. All of these are so pretty. I don't know, maybe I'm biased because I really like glitter. I love glitter. Second row, starting with the silver. It's just shimmery silver. Next to that is a gold. It's not quite 100% yellow gold. It's actually a mix between the other two golds in the palette. This one and this one. Next to that is a deeper teal. This one is straight teal. It doesn't have anything mixed with it or anything. Next to that is a blue glitter. And this one has, it looks like periwinkle, lavender, blue. Next to that is a pink. It has blue sparkle in it. Blue, teal, aquamarine. Next to that is an orange one. It has gold. And it also has a duochrome to it as well. Starting with the third row, beautiful light pink. Doesn't have anything else mixed with it. It's just straight light pink. Color next to it is a true gold. This is like in your face gold. Like if this was AU on the periodic table, this is it in glitter form. Next to that is a teal, nothing mixed with it, just a straight teal glitter. And right next to that is royal blue. This one is a less chunkier glitter than the one you'll see on the following row that looks very similar to it. To the right of that is a pink, still darker fuchsia pink glitter, also very fine. And then on the end is a yellow, which has blue, teal, aquamarine, lavender, periwinkle, all of those mixed in. Final row. First color is red, true deep red, perfect for the holidays. This would be beautiful for holiday parties. I don't know, I'm thinking I might do another look with this now because I've only done one, I think, using this. I need to do another one. Next to that is a brown. This has little fine chunks of red glitter in it. It's still mostly brown, but you can see like red and gold in it too. Next to that is green, also a perfect color for the holidays. Fine glitter. Next to that is royal blue, also a great holiday color. You could mix and match a bunch of these for Halloween, holiday party, or just the holidays in general. Doesn't have to be for a party. Next to that is a purple. This is a royal purple. It's darker than the rest of the purples in the palette, and it doesn't have anything else mixed with it. And then on the far right, the last color in the palette is a lime green. This one's super fine, and if you look really closely, it does have blue shimmer in it as well. So that's it for my 2 palette reviews. These are the only 2 palettes I have from Cutie Pop currently. Overall, great selections in both. Only a few misses in this palette as far as patchiness, but as I mentioned, patchiness sometimes is to be expected with matte eyeshadows, so it's like something you can't avoid. Great selection. I did do a bright tutorial, which was my candy corn inspired look. That one's super bright, but I also should have, or I might have up in the future, well, I will have up in the future. It's not I did a deeper look, a deeper holiday inspired look to show some of these darker colors in the palette, to show that you don't necessarily just have to do a bright makeup look just because it's a rainbow palette. You could definitely make it more wearable and do less bold in your face looks if you want it. Also, Candyland palette has a mirror in it, built-in mirror, so that's great. It's nice and big. You can see yourself in it while you do your makeup. That's convenient. And the Cutie Queen palette does not have a mirror, which is not, you know, that big of an issue, especially because you probably have glitter in it anyway if you didn't keep the little plastic insert that comes in there, which I usually don't. I probably should. Oops. One thing I don't like about the palette, once again, this is probably due to me not keeping the plastic that comes in there. One thing I don't like is I see what she's trying to do with the glitter. I mean, basically her company was started with glitter. So I get that she wants to incorporate that, you know, into her brand some type of way. If you look closely at the palette, like on the edges, on the outskirts, I don't know if y'all can see it on camera or not, but it's like a glitter texture, like the actual material used to build the palette. That is very hard to clean or keep clean. I imagine you could probably use a wet rag. Let me actually try that now, see if it works, and I'll let you guys know. It's in my lap the whole time. Let me see if I can do that. I have a damp makeup rag. Let me see if I can clean it that way. Okay, so if you scrub it a little bit with your nail and the towel, it does clean it. But once again, if you keep that plastic, yeah, it cleans really easily if it's damp. So that's how you clean these. Just figure that out. That's one thing to take into consideration. Don't throw away the plastic that comes on the inside. I had it. I threw it away. I don't know why I did that. But don't throw it away. Keep it. Because that's going to help keep your palette clean from fallout and such. Also, Candyland palette has ingredients on the back. Cutie Queen palette does not. This palette is also made of a similar texture as far as like the glitter packaging. This is more champagne colored rather than black like the other one. Palettes themselves are really durable. I don't see these breaking or anything, which is great. Like if you travel or anything like that, you want to pack these in your makeup kit. Very durable. And also great palettes to use if you do makeup or just on yourself. That's pretty much it. I think I covered all the bases. If you'd like to see a written review, check the information box for my blog post. Other stuff will be linked down there as well. Rate the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you have not. Turn your post notifications on by clicking the bell to the lower right of this video so you don't miss any uploads that go up in the future. I'll talk to all of you soon. Thank you for watching.